Hello everybody, this is Southern Hellenic and I'm back with another live stream video. So this is going to be, it's not going to be as long of a video as I wanted it to be because my brother's friend is coming over and he is extremely loud. So please pardon me. So the title of this video is from the Agora, Greco-Roman Wiccans, also known as Hellenistic Wiccans or Greek Wiccans, and everything. So one of the things that, let's do the ant. So during the course of this big journey that our road I went down, I discovered a branch of Wicca called Greco-Roman Wicca, Hellenistic Wicca, all that. And to make it very basic, Greco-Roman Wiccans venerate and honor the Greek gods. They venerate and honor the Greek gods, and they follow the Wiccan Wheel of the Year. They follow Wiccan Reed, and it's a branch of Wicca. And according to a website that weirdly vanished about 5 or 6 years ago, it was founded by a Greek in Greece after he was initiated into what is known as Alexandrian, or either Alexandrian or Garnerian Wicca. So he comes back to Greece and he establishes a coven and people join. They became really noted back in early 2000s. I don't remember the date. A high priestess actually released doves at the Parthenon, and it drew the anger of the church because you had someone who was a follower of the Greek gods, not a polytheist, or not, she called herself a pagan. Wicca. Oh man, oh, thank you so much. I needed that laugh. Yes, definitely. So I talk about all these different subjects from the Agora, and I definitely like when you comment. It's hilarious. But so she released the doves, and it caused a lot of problems because, first of all, she did not have permission to do this, but she did this, and I personally think that it was a publicity stunt because, and this is my own viewpoint, it put a lot of heat on the Hellenic community because the Hellenics in Greece, despite their racist attitude, they use ruins that are free of charge. Now, there was a video a couple years ago, and the bad thing is I don't write the date that I see these videos, the date they were uploaded, because I just don't think that it's important to do it. But they were complaining they had to pay to go to these places. And the same thing is going on over there in England, where the Druids are mad. They have to pay to pray. Thanks. Wiccan was a term I came. Oh, yes, definitely. But they're called Hellenistic Wiccans. They're called Greek Wiccans. But the name that a Wiccan author, was called the Wiccan Handbook, calls them is Greco-Roman Wiccans. People that are followers of the Norse, follow the Norse gods, and they are known as Teutonic Wiccans. So these are traditions of Wicca that really kind of focuses solely on the pantheon of, like, with the Greeks, it's like the Greco-Roman Wiccans, they follow the Greek gods, but they'll do things like witchcraft and charms, and they'll bring also different types of things in. But I don't have, in all honesty, in all fairness, I have no doubt in my mind that they do that their reverence for the Greek gods is not authentic. Because heck, they're Greeks. they are around this stuff. They're around these monuments and things. So I don't go and say, oh, well, you know, because you're not a Hellenist, I don't really believe that your devotion to, say, Zeus is authentic. I don't say that. I don't bash other people's paths. But it has caused problems because now you've got these two groups. You've got these Greco-Roman Wiccans and these Hellenists that are basically clashing between each other. And what is going on is the Hellenists, and this came from Valrasius, that we don't even concern ourselves with Wicca, and now it's become a lot more than that. It has become this, this is a Christian thing, and it's really, I think, demeaning for a lot of Wiccans who want nothing to do with the church being accused of that. So I will defend people's right to not be accused of generally what they're outside of what they're being accused of. Oh, you're a devil worshiper. Wiccans simply do not have a true, but if you're practicing a form of Wicca like Greco-Roman Wicca or Teutonic Wicca, you're definitely a lot more focused on a particular pantheon. That's why they call them Teutonic Wiccans and Greco-Roman Wiccans. And of course, you know, there are like Wiccans have their thing that they have against Hellenics, and then of course you have and going a little bit outside the box here a little bit, you have your Roman reformists who basically they honor the Roman gods, but they are a little bit like in between. When I started out, I followed the Will of the Year and Wicca for about a year, but it didn't suit me. Yeah, I was Wiccan for about 22 years. And then, of course, when my mother was like, I don't want you to practice witchcraft, I don't want you to practice Wicca, that's when I started looking into, and of course, that's how I ended up finding polytheistic religions like Hermeticism and Hellenismos and Roman Reconstructionism, and Irish Reconstructionism, and all these different types of reconstruction. That's how I discovered there was an actual movement to reconstruct these religions, and that was pretty. I think you were Wiccan for. Yeah, I know I was. The reason I'm not Wiccan, and this is the huge reason, and it's like this in every. I think there's a couple bad apples in every religion, is the secrecy that's used by some, not all. I'm not putting every high priestess in the same bag or the same cage or the same box or whatever. There are reports that high priests are using their secrecy to do inappropriate things to adults, do inappropriate things to children, and there's nothing being done about them until it gets to the point where something has to be done. And there are there's monsters and all that type of stuff in every religion, but I can't ignore it. I can't. But when you get involved in a Reconstructionist religion, you have to, of course, understand that there's going to be nationalism in a lot of them. The Roman community has made it clear that everybody is welcomed. That you can be a black person, a person of color, and you can worship Jupiter or Zeus. You can be an Asian and worship, Ceres. there was actually this really, it's really weird when you get into Reconstructionism and you you get into Reconstructionism and you discover there's a statue of Ceres on the Capitol building. It's being brought down to get cleaned, and and then of course you have some pastor that goes, or not pastor, but some representative that goes, oh, I don't want I don't want her back up there because she's a pagan god, and and Jesus and all that type of stuff. But when I honor the Greek gods, I honor them based on what we know how they were honored. But the Greco-Roman Wiccans are their own little thing, their own little whatever. And that is something that, we have to put up with. But anyways, and also because Wicca is this huge, huge thing. And I think it will always be a huge thing because it's been around since like the late 1930s or something like that. Okay, so I'm in here, and yeah. So I know my brother's friend is going to show up. So not tomorrow. No, I may do it after he leaves. I'll do the one and get finally caught up on all my live from the Agora videos. So I'll see you guys around next time. Be blessed and be happy, healthy, most importantly, be safe.